Welcome to the fun Springfield style.
Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe.
For 33 seasons, The Simpsons have been a staple in pop culture, bringing laughter to millions of homes around the world. But like any long-running show, there are bound to be some hidden facts that even the most die-hard fans don't know. So today we take a look at some of the secrets behind the series that are guaranteed to change how you see the show forever. From the almost casting of another iconic animated family to the real-life inspiration for one of the characters, these are 10 things you didn't know. You didn't know about The Simpsons. Number 10. The Simpsons was almost called The Simpsons. Yes, you heard that right. The name of the show was almost different. Originally, Matt Groening wanted to call his new creation The Simpsons. However, after doing some research, he found out that there was already a band by that name. So, he had to come up with a new name. Luckily, he didn't have to think too hard, as he was inspired by his own family. He took the name from his grandfather, who was one of 5 children. This led to The Simpsons having 5 children, which was a huge influence on the direction of the show. No. 9. The real-life inspiration for Ned Flanders. Ned Flanders is one of the most beloved characters on The Simpsons. But what many people don't know is that he was based off of a real person. Ned was inspired by Matt Groening's real-life neighbor. When he was growing up, this neighbor was a strict religious man who always tried to help others. Matt was so taken aback by this man's kindness that he decided to make him one of the main characters on the show. It's no wonder why Ned has become such an iconic character over the years. No. 8. The secret meaning behind Homer Simpson's name. Homer Simpson is arguably one of the most iconic animated characters of all time. But did you know that there's a secret meaning behind his name? When Matt Groening was creating the character, he wanted to give him a name that was short, memorable, and easy to say. He also wanted a name that would be a good fit for a working-class guy from the Midwest. That's when he landed on the name Homer. But there's more to the name than meets the eye. Homer is actually a nod to the ancient Greek poet Homer, who is considered to be the father of Western literature. This was a subtle way for Matt to pay homage to the literary world while also giving his character a unique name. Number 7. The original concept for the show. Most people are familiar with the concept of The Simpsons now, but it wasn't always like this. When Matt Groening first pitched the show to Fox, it was a very different animal. The show was originally supposed to be a satirical news program hosted by a talking head. This talking head would comment on current events and mock them in a humorous way. However, this concept was scrapped, and we got the Springfield nuclear power plant family we know and love today. Number 6. The secret behind Krusty the Clown's design. Krusty the Clown is one of the most recognizable characters on The Simpsons, but have you ever noticed how creepy he looks? Krusty was designed to be a twisted version of a classic clown with sharp teeth and a disturbing laugh. This was done on purpose by the show's creators to subvert the audience's expectations of a children's show character. By making Krusty both funny and creepy, the writers were able to create a character that was unlike any other on television at the time. Number 5. The reason behind Principal Skinner's baldness. Principal Skinner is another iconic character on The Simpsons, but he's often overlooked. One of the most noticeable things about Skinner is his lack of hair. This was actually done on purpose to make him more memorable. In the early days of animation, bald characters were often seen as being more authoritative and serious. This is why many of the authority figures on early animated shows were bald, such as judges and police officers. By making Principal Skinner bald, the writers were able to convey his seriousness and authority to the audience. Number 4, the show's original network. The Simpsons wasn't always on Fox. In fact, the show was originally pitched to a number of different networks before finally being picked up by Fox. One of the networks that passed on the show was CBS, and they almost ruined it forever. CBS offered Matt Groening a deal to produce The Simpsons as a series of shorts on the Tracy Ullman Show. This would have likely killed the show's momentum and made it less likely that it would ever be picked up as a primetime show. Luckily, Matt turned down the offer and waited for the right network to pick up his show. No, 3. The influence of the Flintstones on The Simpsons. The Flintstones is one of the most classic animated shows of all time. And it turns out that The Simpsons was heavily influenced by this show. In fact, Matt Groening has said that The Flintstones was one of the main inspirations for The Simpsons. He loved the way that The Flintstones was able to combine comedy and satire. And he wanted to do something similar with his own show. This is likely why The Simpsons has been able to stay relevant for so long, by keeping up with current events and using satire. The show has been able to stay funny and entertaining for multiple generations. No? 2. The secret meaning behind Bart Simpson's name. Now let's take a look at one of the most mischievous characters on The Simpsons, Bart Simpson. Bart is known for his pranks and his general disregard for authority. But did you know that there's a secret meaning behind his name? When Matt Groening created the character, he wanted to give him a name that started with the letter B, like the bad boys in old gangster movies. He also wanted a name that was short and easy to remember. That's when he landed on the name Bart. But there's more to the name than meets the eye. Bart is actually a nod to the English artist Bart Layton, who was a pioneer in the use of found footage in film. This was a subtle way for Matt to pay homage to the art world while also giving his character a unique name. The almost cast of The Simpsons. It's hard to imagine anyone else playing the role of Homer Simpson, but it almost happened. In the early days of the show, Matt Groening and the casting directors were looking for an actor to voice Homer. They were looking for someone who could capture Homer's laziness and stupidity, but also his underlying kindness. They eventually settled on Dan Castellaneta, but not before they almost cast another actor. The actor they almost cast was Phil Hartman. Hartman was a very talented voice actor who had worked on several animated shows, including The Tracy Ullman Show. He was originally cast as the voice of Krusty the Clown on The Simpsons, but he was later let go due to scheduling conflicts. If Hartman had stayed on to voice Homer, it's likely that the character would have been very different. Hartman was a great actor, but he was also very smart and quick-witted. This is in stark contrast to the dim-witted Homer. It's possible that if Hartman had voiced Homer, the character would have been more intelligent and less of a goofball. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like and subscribe. Thank you for watching.